The trouble started the day the HOA put up that new sign at the entrance to Oak Summit Ranches. It wasn't just a sign, you know what I mean? It was a message, big stone pillar, heavy bolts, words like private community, rules, enforced. Like they were claiming the land, like the rest of us just rented our lives from them. That's when I knew this wasn't about lawns or mailboxes anymore. This was about control, and I don't do well with that. I own Lot 17. Not just a house, 25 acres of pasture forest, a stream, and the red barn my granddad built with his own two hands back in the 50s timber he milled himself. Dad reinforced it with steel in the 80s after a tornado tried to take it. And me, I raised 5 bulls out there, over 3,000 pounds each, bred for size, strength, and attitude. Those bulls aren't pets. They're family, legacy, and security all rolled into one. They're also my line in the sand. The HOA, turns out, had eyes on me for a while. Not officially, never up front. Their community code enforcement unit sounds laughable till you meet them wannabe cops with navy polos and radios one ex-parking enforcer named Lynn, who thinks he's Judge Dredd. It was a Saturday when I noticed the black drone hovering over my pasture silent, but the bulls noticed. I found the HOA logo on the tail, Security Division. Called the sheriff, he just laughed, told me unless they set foot on my land, there's not much he could do. But if they stepped into my barn, I warned him we'd have a problem. That barn is double-fenced, electrified cameras on every corner, and not because I'm paranoid, because I've had trouble before. Oak Summit used to be neighborly. Then Priscilla Harmon got herself elected HOA president. She believes in rules like they're holy scripture, and she's the high priestess. Her crew, former security guards, a couple of local busybodies, Lynn with the power trip. The letters started coming fast: unregistered livestock, unauthorized fencing, unapproved surveillance, all of it nonsense. County law says I'm agricultural, HOA rules don't touch me. But power hates to find something it can't control, especially Priscilla. That's when the games started. Noise complaints from empty lots, suspicious activity at my barn, smells nobody could smell. I'd catch code officers just parked at the gate watching. It all came to a head one Sunday at dawn. I'm sipping coffee on the porch, watching the fog lift, and suddenly 2 white SUVs with HOA enforcement stenciled on the side screech up. 3 guys, 2 in polos, 1 in tactical gear, like he's expecting a shootout. Clipboard ballistic vest boots laced high. Before they can talk, I step out and say, "You have no jurisdiction here." He says they've had reports of animal cruelty, need to inspect my barn. I tell him not without a warrant. He tries the community safety angle. Doesn't change the Constitution. He looks annoyed. My bulls are already on edge. They leave, but I don't sleep easy. That night, I bolt up every door. 4:47 a.m. My phone buzzes, motion detected at the barn. I check the camera. 4 figures moving fast, black clothes, bolt cutters. They're breaking in, not inspecting. I grab my rifle, pull on boots, and book it down the hill. By the time I get there, the lock's busted, barn door wide open, lights on, and I hear my bulls snorting real mad. Then screaming. Not mine, theirs. One of them howling like he's seen the devil. 2 of the HOA guys cornered white as sheets, Brutus, the biggest bull, between them and the door, horns down, ready. The others line up behind a wall of muscle and steam. One intruder drops his crowbar, the other falls to his knees, begging me to call off the bull. I whistle once Brutus backs off barely. "You broke into my barn," I say. "That's a felony." They mumble something about health emergency. I ask, "On whose orders?" No answer. I show them the camera footage, every second of their break-in, time-stamped. I'm sending this to my lawyer in the news. The sheriff shows up, watches the footage, can't hide a grin. "Your bulls did all the work." The HOA tries to spin it, saying my animals are a danger. Doesn't matter. Footage goes viral. Sheriff backs me up. Even the DA shrugs. No laws broken here, except by them. But Priscilla and her gang don't back down, they just change tactics. Next morning, my mailbox is in the ditch, cameras smashed, electric fence tampered with. Citations taped to my door, livestock structure, too close to property line, even though my barn predates the HOA by decades. I see what's coming, a paper trail to justify a lawsuit, maybe even a lien. So I get my neighbors involved. The Andersons, who run the dog rescue Morales family, still sore about repainting their shed. Old man Harner, who follows only the laws of gravity and common sense. We start a petition for a recall vote. Needed 25%, got 32 in 2 days. Priscilla tries to block it, can't. Saturday, the community hall's packed. I show the cost of their enforcement drone contracts, legal bills, dues up 20% since she took over. Then I lay it out. If they can break into my barn today, they can break into your shed tomorrow. This isn't about animals. It's about who owns your land, you or them. The recall passes Priscilla and her crew out. But the next move hits fast. Black SUV, new logo, Regional Property Management Services. Priscilla had quietly signed a contract with this private company before the vote, outsourcing enforcement. Their boss, Roland Tate, isn't a neighbor. He's a suit, tailored jacket, clean boots, sunglasses inside. His team hands out fines for everything: grass, trash bins, wind chimes, you name it. No appeals, no discussion. No. Tate and I meet at the market. You must be the bull guy, he sneers. And you must be the outsider, I shoot back. He smiles, but it's all teeth. Suddenly, my water line's damaged, cameras cut weird noises at night. One Friday, the barn door's been pried. Again inside, I catch 3 men in dark gear, measuring beams, taking soil samples, scribbling notes. We're conducting an inspection, they claim. At 1 a.m., they flash a private engineering report, fake. They're building a case not for safety, but to break me. Sheriff says it's civil, not criminal. I call my lawyer, Darcy, and she's ready for war. I start gathering evidence, hidden cameras, audio, neighbors join in. Turns out we're not alone. Andersons get their truck towed. Morales' kids' swing set too loud. Old Harner's shed padlocked, condemned. We meet under my barn lights, 10 families swapping stories. Next morning, I file a cease and desist. Tate ignores it. So I call the news hand over everything. Headline reads, private security firm accused of terrorizing homeowners. Public explodes. County officials step in. Sheriff promises an investigation. Tate isn't done, files a formal complaint for emergency condemnation of my barn danger to community photos, doctored witnesses anonymous. But this time, when the county inspector comes, I'm ready, lawyer, engineer, media, all present. The barn passes with flying colors. But they don't need to win outright. Just bury me in paperwork, make me slip up. I keep cool, keep collecting. And then twist, one of Tate's own men, Max, comes forward. He gives me a thumb drive, emails, memos, proof. Priscilla ordered them to provoke me to stage violations, even to call animal control if I fought back. Max says my dad ran cattle too. I can't watch this. I hand the drive to Darcy. She brings in the DA. Suddenly, subpoenas start flying, grand jury convened, and Tate disappears overnight, his trailer hauled off before sunrise. But the fight's not over. A developer now wants my land, starts sending offers, tries to zone me out, files fake animal complaints, calls in city engineers to find flood zones that don't exist. I push back legal motions, public campaign website, telling our story, support pouring in from across the country. Then the last card, federal inspection. USDA unannounced full compliance sweep. 4 trucks, 7 agents, drones overhead, 6 hours, not a word. A week later, full compliance, no violations. Still, they try one more angle, sue me in state court, calling my barn a nuisance, using a law meant for condemned city buildings. The trials, a circus, packed house, media, neighbors, law students. Darcy's cross-exams tear through every fake claim. I tell the story, show the footage, neighbors back me up. Judge deliberates 2 days. Then verdict, lot 17 is fully compliant. Case dismissed. The room erupts. Langley, the developer, pulls out. The new board goes silent, fines disappear. The barn stands. Brutus and the bulls still patrol the fields. And I learned some ground is earned, not bought. Some fights you don't back down from, not for money, not for comfort, but because of the principle. Because if you let them take it, what do you have left? So yeah, it's never really over. But if you made it this far, I want to know, where do you stand on all this? Who's right, who's wrong, and what would you do if they came for your home? Let's hear it. Share your story in the comments. Let's make sure folks like this know we're not alone and we're not backing down.